Just like start. It's already recording automatically. Oh, okay. All right. Well, welcome back to another episode of Let Lacey Tell It. We are back and better, y'all. Shout out to me. Back and better. So let's get into it. Back to our program. Y'all know I love a good icebreaker. So I want to know is has anybody else ever dealt with this? Have you ever been fired from your nail tech? Because you let somebody else do your nails. Not because I cussed you out, not because I didn't tip, not because of nothing crazy, just because I let somebody else do my nails at the same salon you work at because you communicated you was booked up for the rest of the month. Like, has this ever happened to y'all? Like, this is new for me. My nail tech was in a she's in a salon, like a nail salon. So I'm not thinking like it's a problem. She and I were new. We still was kind of getting to know each other. I don't think it's really even been 6 months. And it was a referral from a friend. And so I like my nails when she was doing my nails or whatever. But this particular day, so I don't know if the girlies ever had, y'all ever got chrome. Apparently I learned that chrome heals really bad. And I didn't know that. That wasn't communicated to me. So anyway, I got the chrome, thought my nails was cute. They was cute. They was bomb. Shout out to her. Um, and then like a few days after that, the chrome started peeling where you can see like the black that they paint the nails, I guess, for the chrome to stay or whatever, or show. So anyway, y'all, I'm in the nail salon. And if you know me, you know that I really don't speak unless I'm being spoken to. That might be a character flaw. I don't know. That's just like I get anxiety with talking to people first. So it's not because I'm being rude. Like it just do something to me. Anyway, so she texts me while I'm getting my nails done. And she like, what you doing? And she was like, are you getting your nails done right now or am I tripping? With a little eye emoji. So I text back, I'm like, yes. She was like, why? So I'm not thinking that this about to go left. So I explained to her, oh, the chrome was chipping really bad. You could see where the black was supposed to be silver. So she says, I could have fixed it for you, but you cool. You can keep going to him. It was a guy doing my nails. So I text her back and I said, I thought you said you was booked. ... I didn't know that it would be a problem. Girlies, I guess I should ask for permission. I'm not sure what I did wrong. But I obviously did something wrong. And I mean, shout out to him. My nails do look good. But, I got fired. And, sometimes in business, it is okay to either be the one firing people or you're getting fired. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. I don't know. But I accepted it for what it was. And I'm just like, okay, what did I do wrong? Like maybe next time with my new nail tech, I'll say, hey, if you are unavailable or booked, are you okay with me going to other people? I just want to make sure we still gonna be good enough. So I thought that was a really, really crazy experience. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, like it vexed my spirit up that whole morning. Cause I'm like, girl, like I know we don't got beef because I let somebody else do my nails because you communicated at my last appointment. You was booked. Mind y'all, my next appointment isn't or wasn't because I'm fired until April 22nd. Girl, what I'm supposed to do between now and April 22nd? So maybe I should have just went to another nail salon. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Needless to say, I'm glad that experience happened because now I understand how you handle business. And that's not how I want to be treated as a client. You see what I'm saying? So I say that to say, as a business owner, there are just certain things that you just cannot say, you should not do, certain topics that we can't have a debate about. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know me to do the debates and things, but there are also, if you think about it, certain topics you'll never see me talk about. Like, it's just certain things you should not do. And I feel like we forget as business owners sometimes, like, all money ain't good money, yes. But sometimes you're losing money that hasn't even like been brought to the table simply because of how you're carrying yourself. Maybe you're acting out of emotion, responding to everything. Like, let me tell y'all something. I've been doing credit repair for like what, 8 years now? I'm legit. And in the 8 years of doing credit repair, I have had somebody make a Facebook post about me. And I politely liked the post, went on about my business. I think I even dropped a flyer. Like, hey, y'all book if you want to see what sis talking about. I've had someone close to me that did my services call me a fraud. And let me tell you something, I post her results. I don't get into that. I don't do the beef. I do the business, but I don't do the beef. And so sometimes as a business owner, you got to really pick and choose your battle because everything is not a battle. You know what I'm saying? So that's our icebreaker for today. Y'all need to learn how to carry yourself. Okay. I'm gonna do an etiquette class, maybe. I don't know. Y'all need it. Okay, like how to run your business one-on-one with Lacey. Anyway, let's get into the topic today. So y'all know I'm a new mom. First time new mom. We got to make emphasis on the first time because people get to critiquing stuff and oh, you should do this, you should hush. So I'm a new mom. Shout out to me. My little girl is 9 months. Shout out to her. And we living. I'm definitely enjoying motherhood. I know a lot of people want to know, like, okay, well, how is it for you? Like, that's the biggest question I get. Like, typically when people see me, the first thing they say is, oh, how is motherhood? It's great, boo. I be tired a little bit. But if you're looking for me to be like, oh my God, I absolutely hate it, I should have never did it, you ain't gonna get that from me. Like, you're just not gonna get that from me. And one of the reasons is because I wasn't really sure after my abortion experience years ago, if I wanted to be a mom after that. It was kind of like if it happened, it happened. But I started to believe that maybe it wasn't going to happen. And so now, y'all, if you've been watching, you know that I've said in previous episodes that, I feel like it's a second chance. And actually seeing myself as a mom is like, girl, you eating the girls up when it comes to motherhood. Like, I don't know, going to therapy, taking healing serious because I think we get so caught up in the, oh, go to therapy, go to therapy. You got to take it serious too. You got to do the homework because it come with homework. You got to do the meditation on your session, after your session. And right when you're done, you're going to be tested. Right. So like, overall motherhood is great for me. It has hiccups like everything else. If you ask somebody if they like their job and they really do love their job, they're going to tell you yes, but loving stuff does come with other stuff as well. So you got to accept the good and the bad. You don't get to just accept the good. So that brings me to my topic. I did a TikTok video today and I talked about how, and this is something I've been wanting to touch on, and on TikTok, you can't say too much because then you start losing, your video don't get as much exposure when you're talking too much. But I talked about today how having kids is inconvenient. And before y'all chew me up and spit me out, listen to the whole episode. Having kids is inconvenient. Like, there's nothing convenient about having children, whether you got 1, 2, 10, I don't know. If I could do the 10, you might have me at 2. But 1, 2, 10, whatever you got, it's inconvenient. It's inconvenient as hell. There is nothing convenient about having kids. Okay. And the reason why is because my entire world, schedule, everything revolves around this person, this human, right? And now I have to make decisions that are not just for myself, but also that are going to affect this human. This tiny human. We love using that phrase like, oh, the kids didn't have to be here when it comes to like other stuff. But really that phrase applies to like everything. Like, this human literally didn't even know she was going to be here. Like, she's just, she was just chilling. Like, truthfully, I went my whole 9 months in a day. I don't think she was trying to be here at all. So like, when I think about the decisions that I'm making, that's always at the forefront of my head, like when it comes to that. And the example that I gave in my TikTok was, let's just say you got a girls' night planned, and this girls' night was planned maybe a week ago, maybe a couple days ago, maybe a month ago. It doesn't matter. It was planned, right? You wake up today, little JoJo got a fever. Well, guess what? There go your girls' night plans. And that's just what it is. Like, it is what it is. Like, kids are inconvenient. Let's just say, your kid in school, The teacher tell you at the last minute, oh, we doing a party, and I forgot to tell you, mom, that you on the list to bring XYZ for little JoJo. Hey, you might be good in the bed, you done showered, now you got to get out your bed, put on that bonnet. I'm just kidding. And go get whatever you supposed to bring for little JoJo so he don't go to school tomorrow empty-handed. And the kid's like, little JoJo, where your snacks at, little JoJo? And now when little JoJo get out of school, you gotta have a conversation with him about why you ain't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is nothing convenient about having kids, and that's just the truth. There are so many things that have come up for me. Granted, I probably haven't been a mom as long as you guys, but that have come up for me just in 9 months. And I took it to the chin. Like, okay, well, I can't go. Y'all have fun. But I also enjoy being a mom. So I think that's where the difference is too. Like, I'm okay if the plans get canceled because Denver got a fever or Denver not feeling well. Because ultimately, I really can't fathom being out enjoying myself and my baby at home with a fever. Like, I don't know. It's just something about that. Like, because for me, anything could happen. What if this fever is not, coming down? What if now a new symptom has come up? I'm out enjoying myself, toe up, Don Julio bottle on my head. You know what I'm saying? And I get a text like my baby getting rushed to the hospital, but I'm out here smoking hookah. I'm with the girls. I just can't fathom that. Like, as a mom that enjoys motherhood. Now, I can fathom that as a mom that does not enjoy motherhood. And it's no shade because I understand everybody don't want to be a mama. But they also make condoms and Plan B. We don't have to get into all of that. But I do understand that. And I can give that grace. You know what I'm saying? Just from the aspect of understanding. I'm not saying I'm accepting that behavior. But what I am saying is, no ticket, no skates. You might not be able to sit over here in my circle. But I get it. Because everybody don't want to be a mom, just like, everybody don't want to be a dad. But y'all okay when the dads don't want to be a dad. That's another topic for another day. Don't let the mama not want to be a mama. You can't wait to be like she a deadbeat. You knew that girl wasn't mother material when you went out and took her to Top Crab for them crab legs. You knew that. Hey, lemon drop. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so I want to talk about that because it's a whole shift. And I think that's what people don't talk about the most. Like, when you become a mom, you hear all these other things like, you're gonna be tired. Oh, just wait till she get into stuff. Just wait till she start walking. And I mean, the stuff that people are sharing is not what they really should be sharing because it's not contributing to what you should expect. Having kids is like when they say expect the unexpected because that's what it is. Like, you literally can't have kids and go into it with an expectation. Like, you just can't. Like, there's just that's just not a thing. It's literally not a thing. So kids can disrupt, like I said, plans, routines. I mean, and shout out to Denver because I think my routine has even gotten better. Like, before Denver, I was working out, here or there. My schedule and my life was a little bit more free. It was uncontrolled. It was free. You know what I'm saying? Did what I want when I wanted to do it, with who I wanted to do it with. It didn't matter how much it cost, in the club buying $400 ones to throw on something. Like, it was just crazy, like the life I was living. But I had fun. Shout out to the life. But I say all that to say, like, now I'm a gym girly. Oh, baby, that alarm going off at 5 a.m. I got till 6 a.m. to leave this house. And I'm getting to the gym by 6:30. 6:30, 7:30, we working out. Some days I try to go a little bit earlier. It just kind of depends. But I'm going to that gym. Period. Because now I got to get back home to shower in enough time before she wake up. And so in a way, I wouldn't even say she's disrupted my routine from this aspect of what we're talking about right now. She's improved my routine. Like, you couldn't pay me to get up at 5 a.m. to go to the gym prior to having a kid. That's not happening. That's not happening. Okay. So it's like things like that, or cooking dinner. My mama used to always tell me, this is funny. She used to, when I was younger, she would have me and my sister come in the kitchen. And she'll be like, and I would never want to be in the kitchen. Like, I don't want to learn how to cook. This is too tedious. It's time consuming. I don't want to do this. Like, and my mom used to be like, ain't no man gonna want to be with you if you don't learn how to cook. Boo, a man hasn't been the problem. And I'm about to be 30. I'm just playing. But so she used to tell me that all the time. And I'm not gonna lie, like in my early 20s, when I first started living by myself, I had been living by myself since I was like 19. I've been on my own. And I started to get a little scared, like, okay, what if my mama right? Like, I don't know. I couldn't fry chicken. Okay. So now being almost 30, I'm cooking dinner, I'm learning how to cook new things. And it's not because of a man, it's because of this child. Like Denver likes to put everything in her mouth. So I don't think we're really gonna have an issue with I don't want to eat that. The issue is gonna be more so like mommy don't know how to cook that. So when you talk about it from that aspect, like now that I know that I'm learning how to cook new things, I mean, honestly, like if you can't follow a recipe, there's just something wrong with the comprehension level. I'm not bashing you. I'm just saying, like, if you can pull up TikTok, YouTube, pause it, screenshot the seasonings, I'm telling you, it worked. All right. So, anyway, now I have a routine with cooking dinner. So, okay, I go to the gym, come home, shower, get my mind right for what I'm about to be doing for work. Now I'm working from 8:30 to 4:30. In my process of like getting ready for the day, I done already took out today's meat. I know what I'm gonna cook already. Okay. I understand what my mama meant when she used to get mad because she ain't take out nothing to cook. All right. So all of that is already ready to go. From 8:30 to 4:30, I'm working. By 5, I'm cooking dinner. Period. I get 30 minutes to decompress because I need to eat and everything before 8 because at 8:30, she getting her last bottle. She getting into the tub. At 9:30, you're in the bed. So for me personally, the disruption has been more so of it's like a plus. Like, thank you for giving me some stability. Thank you for giving me some structure. Cause homegirl was out here winging it, eating at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, trying to figure out why I'm almost 300 pounds. Like, so shout out to her. But again, from the aspect of like other people who maybe didn't want this or maybe was promised false hopes, you may feel like or whatever. You're not gonna look at it that way. And so from that aspect, like kids are inconvenient. Like this is still inconvenient. Do I want to be cooking at 5 o'clock? Absolutely not. I would rather be burning down a hookah with a margarita, probably. So from that aspect, it's inconvenient. Finances. Like I'm gonna agree to disagree. People say kids are very expensive. I do feel like I have a little bit more of a luxury, is what I'll say, because I don't have to put her in daycare. Like that's not a thing for me. Um, I'm grateful for that. She's pretty much at home when I'm at home. If she's not at home with me, she's with my parents. Y'all know. I mean, shout out to them. They love being grandparents. That's another thing. Like grandparents who love being grandparents, because a lot of people never want to be grandparents. That's why people be complaining about their village. My village don't get my kids, boo. Just like you ain't want them kids, they didn't either. Like that's just what it is. So shout out to my parents, like for actually wanting to be grandparents present and active. So I don't have to pay for daycare, at least not right now. But when you talk about the finance aspect of like what that looks like as far as the inconvenience, people love saying kids are expensive. Oh, kids are expensive. Kids, da, 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 da. I would rather pay $50 for a plan B. Okay, but you didn't. Next. The most expensive thing I've had to purchase when I do purchase it is diapers and wipes, but work smarter, not harder. I get my diapers and wipes from Sam's. Okay. So I'm probably spending maybe every 3 months, whatever it costs for diapers and wipes from Sam's, which is probably like $40 on diapers, another $40 on wipes, and spend about $80 for a case of both. And I don't have to buy diapers again until Denver's next size. So for me, that's probably the most expensive purchase for me. But because of her, I've tuned into my finances. I'm more like obsessed with saving. I'm more obsessed with paying off my debt. I'm more obsessed with like, I'm not trying to lead this kid no debt. I'm not trying to lead this kid nothing. She should be living her best life once, that time comes. I don't want to do that to her. So I can't move how I want to move if I got debt. If I got all these other things going on financially. So because of her, I've saved more. I've researched, like my dad had been telling me for a long time, you need a high yield savings account. Y'all know how it is. Your parents be giving you advice and then it's just like it don't click until it click, right? It's not important until it's important. So I was like, okay, let me look into this. So I ended up looking into a high yield savings account for her randomly one day, for her and her brother actually. And I opened them up an account because like it makes sense. It makes sense to be putting the money somewhere that's going to then make money for them. I don't, it makes sense than a regular savings account. On a regular savings account, there is no interest. Like you're not making any money off of that money sitting in there, but it's still good to save. Don't get me wrong. But like that's how she has interrupted my routine as far as finances. Like I'm just spending smarter. I'm not like I probably used to, let me see. I was probably going out maybe three days a week, maybe at minimum, maybe. And I'm getting a hookah every time, baby. So 40, that's 80. What? That's $120, $30 or whatever. I was bad at math. I know my check wrong. So that money is adding up. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm not spending $130 a week on a hookah. So for me, it is a little uncomfortable, something I'm not used to that I wasn't practicing before. Like I was saving, but not like this. So that's another way like that kids can be inconvenient. Like, and I think let me touch on this too, because when I said this before, somebody was like, just say you don't like being a mom. That's not what I said. What I said was kids are inconvenient. And I want y'all to meditate on that. Kids are inconvenient. Think about it. Kids are inconvenient. That does not mean that if I admit to that I love my child any less. What it does mean is that I'm in tune with my reality. That's what it means. Like, so this stigma of like not saying certain things because, oh, people are going to view it as, oh, I don't love my kid. Or listen, let me tell you something. Lacey Doe gonna say it. I'm in tune with my reality. Like, that's just what it is. Like, so even to the point where like thinking about like, okay, the identity shift. Like, I'm still known for like being fun, having fun. But one thing all my friends say, they trip me out. Y'all know that saying, like, I'm a mom first. Everybody loves saying, I'm a mom first. I do anything behind my kids. Okay. I'll, another topic for another day. But nonetheless, my friends be like, well, I know, how you are about, being a mom. I'm glad you know, boo. I ain't have to tell you. Because that's one thing I'm not going to play about. I'm not playing about that. I ain't finna be dropping my kid off with anybody so I can run the streets, be with this man. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And so, like before, because of course I have a more free life, more uncontrolled life. Um, that's what I was known for. Like, I was known for like, you give me some shots, I'm gonna keep going. We can go shot for shot. Now I'm more of a two-shot girly, maybe get me a little mixed drink girly. Because guess what? When I get back to the house, just because my baby is with her grandparents or she may be with her dad or whatever, I I don't stop being a mom. So what I don't want is I'm toe up to the flow up, something that happened, and now like I'm finding out the next day because I'm not capable, of being a mom. Like those are that's one of my biggest fears. You know, it's different if I'm on vacation out of town, but if I'm local, I'm not getting toe up like that. I'm not getting toe up like that if I'm local. I'm just not doing it. That's me. You do what you want to do, but that's me. So going through that identity shift where I went from being self-focused, I'm all about self. What do I want to do? Like, what makes me happy? Oh, my homegirl said the next round on her. Okay, we ball. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like going from that to going to somebody that's more like aware, more controlled, more okay, if I do this, this is the consequence of this action possibly. You know what I'm saying? And I still can have fun. The stigma that you can't have fun unless you're drunk, I think is crazy. Like, my generation, we really got to slow down with that because it's starting to catch up with some of us. Say yes. you know. So and then I guess also being pregnant my entire 9 months in a day, because we're gonna have to put some respect on that day. And just watching people do the same shit. I don't even like to cuss in my pod videos. But I had to say that. Like, just watching people do the same thing 9 months. I've been pregnant for 9 months in a day. And I've watched you because I'm sober, so sober. And I'm just like, this is life. Like, right before I got pregnant, I had started traveling, doing 24 to 48-hour trips, going to go eat in new cities, whatever, just because I wanted to get away from that stigma to begin with. So to be pregnant and see that like that's still the norm for a lot of people, like it's like that's not for me, I guess that's for you, but that's not for me. If I'm gonna smoke a hookah, it need to be in New Orleans. That's where I'm at with it. Cause the hookah and Augusta trash anyway. That's another topic for another day. Like y'all really pissing me off. But it's just crazy how like kids should, because I want to say kids can, but kids should change that for you. And it don't happen for everybody. Like you can't be selfish and have kids. Like you can't. Because 9 times out of 10, that's not a behavior you're willing to unlearn. You know what I'm saying? Like there are people that just should have never had kids. That sounds bad, but that's the truth. And I've even been able to have some honest conversations with people, and I'm like, let's just be honest. Like, this ain't something you should have did. And because my friends are like, or even we don't even have to be friends, just people who know me, know of me, like they're opening up to the fact, okay, Lacey is more so in tune with reality. Like I can be honest with her and say, like, nah, this wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? So that identity shift is just is different. It's different. Like, but I wanted to talk about like how inconvenient that is and how like people feel guilty for thinking that. Like, oh, if I think this or if I say this, that means I'm a bad mom. No, you not being in tune with your reality is a downfall. I'm not gonna say that makes you a bad parent, but it's definitely a downfall. And it's okay. It's okay to say kids are inconvenient. It's okay to say, hey, I had kids and I didn't want to be a mom. It's literally okay. Like, that's the only way that you're going to be able to start to like move to some progression and maybe accept your new life. That's it. Like, I'm friends with so many people that when we be talking sometimes and somebody's story might pop up and they be like, she ain't ever got her kids. And I just always be like, I'm so glad. One thing can't nobody ever say about me. Like, what? And I just be listening. I don't even say nothing. I'm just like, oh my God. Like in the video we might be watching, they might be, bent over in the club. And also as a mom, it's just certain things you're not finna see me posting. I ain't saying I ain't doing it, but what I am saying is I ain't finna post it. I might not even do it for I don't remember the last time I done twerked in the club, if we're gonna be honest. Like, cause granted, she's young, she don't see this, but one day, she's gonna get older. One day, who I am today is gonna either hurt her or help her. One day, she's gonna run into somebody and she gonna be like, they gonna be like, oh, who your mama? I might know your mama. She's like, oh, Lacey, though. Like, oh, yeah. Your mama was wild back then. Yeah. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like, who you are today matters when you have kids. It matters in general, but when you have kids, like, that's not something I want to be known for. I don't want her to experience, like, humiliation or embarrassment. I want her to be like, "Oh, yeah, my mama Lacey though. Mhm. Yep. Mhm. What about her? Say it with your chest, Denver." So, I was saying, like, back to what I was saying, it's just like even certain things that I'm not going to post or, maybe like y'all can create like them little private stuff, the private, you got close friends now, y'all can do stuff like that, or you could just keep it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine being a daughter and then watching a video one day of your mom bent over in the club with her hands on the floor. The floor is dirty. Let's start there. Floor's dirty. Your mom really drunk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Those things matter. But like I said, I'm not saying I don't have a good time and I ain't saying I don't do these things. But what I am saying is I don't post these things. I'm very, very particular about what I post now. That's a thing for me as far as like the image wise. Like there's just certain things that I'm just not gonna post. Um and certain things I'm just not gonna do. But if Denver get older one day and she be like, we having girl talk and she like, yeah, mom, look at this video. I was bent over. Da, da, da. I'm not finna be like, girl, why is you bent over on that floor? Like I was never bent over on a floor. And maybe some of that is because I had the luxury of having parents that was authentic about who they were at my age and what they was doing. So maybe that's why, shout out to them. Like I remember talking to my dad about weed at one point. Like, yeah, because I got caught smoking weed when I was in high school, whatever. And then as an adult, as I got older, I'm talking and I was like, Dad, you ever smoke weed? He like, yeah, I tried it, and just being able to have those authentic conversations because now I'm not feeling like I'm necessarily like doing something wrong. Like I'm really just, this was my first time here. So I'm just experimenting. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I can't wait for the day to kind of be like utterly disgusted at what Denver is doing, but also being able to say, I did it, I did it. And not making her feel bad for living in what she's doing right now. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like uh having kids is inconvenient, but I feel like it teaches you something as well. It should. It should. It should. It should teach you something. Like I said, this don't teach everybody something until you accept your reality. But it should teach you patience. We can start with patience. Like, I remember when I was pregnant and before I got pregnant, and certain family members would say things like, "Oh, you not patient. You could never have kids." Da 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 da. Like, because I wasn't patient with my niece and nephew, and and I used to always say this, and I still stand behind my statement still today. I used to say, "These are not my kids. They don't have my direct blood. Yes, I am irritated with these kids." I used to say that all the time. And they'll be like, it don't change when you have your own kids. It's the same. Don't get me wrong. Do I get irritated with Denver? Absolutely. But I can give Denver grace because I understand she has 50% of my genes. Like, I get it. Like, it's like, I get it, girl. You irritated. You don't want to bath. You don't want to be touched. But guess what, girl? We have to get this bath. That's how I talk to my child. Yes, she 9 months, but I talk to her like, I understand. I understand you're hungry, but what we're not gonna do is all that. The tantrum gotta stop. I'm coming. Mom's coming. Um, and so I stand behind that still to this day. Like I stand behind that. Love my niece and nephews. But it's okay to say I'm irritated with kids. It's okay to say I'm irritated with my kid. It's literally okay. All right. So, one thing they can teach you is patience. I feel like I have gained so much more patience because of Denver. Um, like, because again, I'm on her time. I remember my parents' anniversary dinner. I threw them a surprise anniversary party, not dinner. Well, it was both dinner party. And my best friend was in town. She was helping me. Shout out to Taylor. Like, get you a Taylor, just not mine. But she was helping me get ready, and Denver was hungry, and she was like throwing a fit. And she wasn't even 6 months at the time. She might have been, let me see, May. So she was like 4 months, 3, 4 months. No, she was 4 months because it was at the end of the month. So she was 4 months. And she was having a tantrum or whatever. And I was getting irritated because I'm throwing this surprise party and now I'm running late because my child is hungry. Like, I'm literally getting irritated because we gotta go. And my best friend stopped me in my tracks and she said, well, she has to eat, Lacey. That's first. You know what? You're right. You're right. You're right. So I took a moment, breathe. I was like, you know what? It is what it is. Because everybody that was supposed to be helping me, they late too. So I'm like, what's going on? Like, so I'm stalling, trying to make sure I don't get there at the same time as my parents. And Denver happened to drink this bottle, the slowest that she's ever drunk a bottle. I'm like, girl. So in that moment right there, it taught me patience because now from that moment, I've never rushed her to eat. If my child need to eat, but we got somewhere to be, we gonna sit here and she's gonna eat. Like, I'm not gonna rush her to eat because I don't want to be rushed to eat. And I know people look at that and think, well, Lacey, she a baby. I don't care. She's a human. Like, she's not just a baby, she's a human. Do you like being rushed when you eating? Like, no. Like, so even still to this day, I practice that still to this day. Like, we'll just have to be late. And now I operate on at least we here. At least we here. Because it took everything in me not to cancel. I'm like, man, we're gonna be too late. I'm gonna just cancel. At least we here. All right. So that was just like a moment for me of like reflection, and it taught me patience. And there are plenty of other moments where she's teaching me patience. She when she's hungry, she gets extremely irritated and she does these little tantrums in her chair. And at first I used to like rush, and now because I'm rushing, I'm doing things wrong or I'm spilling things, dropping things. And so now I just talk to her while I'm doing it. Like, mom's coming, she's making a bottle. Okay, you have to wait, you got to be patient. So, you know, it's it's teaching her something, but it's teaching me something too. It also can teach you, should, I'm trying to be careful of my word choice. It should teach you selflessness. That's another thing it should teach you. Like, I- when people say like the love you experience with your child is like a love that you've never experienced before, I definitely wholeheartedly understand why they say that. And I agree. Like, I don't even know how to begin to explain how she's like teaching me to be more selfless because I feel like I already was. Like, people say things like I'm mean, and two things can be true. I can be mean. Yes. But I think the thing is like people confuse nice and kind. I'm not nice, but I am kind. Okay? Like, let me say that again. Like, I'm not nice, but I am kind. But I can be nice, but I can also be mean. It just depends. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those people where it's like it's based on you. Like, you control the vibe here. Okay? Vibe check. Like, so the difference between kind and nice is nice people like my sister, she's nice. She's so nice. If you watching this, my sister, she's nice. We're like night and day. She's so nice. Like, you would never know she was just talking about you last night because she's nice. Me? Oh, baby, you're gonna feel it. And I'm trying to work on it. I'm willing to say I don't know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not there yet in life, but I want to. I talk to my therapist about that actively. But kind being in the sense of like, if I'm out and it's a girl out, don't ain't really fooled with, we done fell out, we ain't friends, and let's say like she's super drunk. I might, because I'm kind, be like, hey, you okay? Is there somebody I can call for you? I'm kind. I'm not nice, I'm kind. So, Um, so I think from that aspect, like I said, I was already selfless before. Like to know me and to know some of the things that I did for certain people, y'all know how I get down. Yeah. So it teaches you some of that as well. It should teach you. And then growth. I feel like it's something that it should teach you as well. Like being inconvenienced and realizing like you can plan out your entire day and there might be an inconvenience because I have a child. There might be an inconvenience. I'm gonna tell y'all. Me and Denver went to a baby shower yesterday. One of my now closest friends. It's crazy how your friendship circles will change. But we'll talk about that. That's another topic for another day. Anyway, she's now one of my closest friends. And before we got cool, I made it very clear to her. Let me tell you something. With me, you never have to guess where you stand. I made it very clear with her. You cool, but we not friends. And shout out to her because she was like, I'm gonna make you my friend. And I met her initially through my boyfriend. And she was like, always trying my boyfriend at the time, because let me specify that at that time, because I'm talking about this in past tense. She was always trying to get me to like come to her girls' nights. I'm like, girl, I don't even do females like that for real. Like, I know a lot of women like they post about that. Oh, females this and I don't. My circle's so small. Typically, girls like that are typically the problem. Me, my loyalty runs so deep that that's why I don't do the. And then females, they very emotional. I'm emotional. Then like it's just a lot, right? So when she started talking about like girls' night, I'm like, heck no, I'm good on that. And she used to say that all the time, like, oh, you should hang out with us. Da, 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 da. She would see me and my boyfriend out. Oh, you need to let her come hang out with us. Let me tell you something. I run the ship. He co-captain. I'm just playing. So yeah, so that's how I met her. And then as time progressed, like she just was like she wasn't being pushy. Like y'all ever experienced a girl that wants friends so bad that they like pushy? It's like being suffocated. It's like somebody literally putting a bag over your face and holding it because like they want you to die so bad. Like that's the best way to explain a girl who is desperate for friends. So it wasn't like that. Like we would hang out. She might hit me up and hey, you want to go eat? And we would go eat and we wasn't gossiping. And that's when I knew like, okay, this is starting to feel natural. I invited her to one of my birthdays that I celebrated. I think it was 28, whatever the birthday was, I got pregnant. I think it was 28, right? Ate me up. And she was just like, she was a great friend. My entire pregnancy, she was hitting me up. Hey, is there anything I can do? She came and cleaned my house. She took me out to lunch probably once every other month on her. Like, she picked me up to go to these lunches and then she brought me all the way back home. So shout out to her. So I say all that to say like your circles, they change. And now I done forgot where I was even going with this. But let me look at my notes and see where I was going with this. Growth. Oh yeah. It changes your circle. And so like I've become close with her. We went to her baby shower. Me and Denver went to her baby shower. We were invited to her baby shower. Baby shower was no kids. And so I text her out of respect for her rules. And I was like, hey, I'm not gonna be able to make your baby shower because I do want to respect your rules. I wanted people to respect mine. And so I was like, hey, I'm not gonna make it. And she was like, girl, you can bring Denver. Denver is an exception. I love Denver. Da 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 da. And I'm like, okay, cool. Me and Denver gonna be in there with our matching outfits. We in there. And so we went and had a great time. After that, I had to go to a gift exchange that I had also agreed to go to. Because me and Denver be out the door. When y'all be making them post about, oh, sometimes I want to change my mind because it's just too much to get the baby ready. Two things is true. While I do agree, it is a lot to get this baby ready. I'm not canceling no plans because I got to get this baby ready. Me and Denver gonna be out the door. So we go to the gift exchange. In the process of us going to the gift exchange, I have to change her diaper. Another inconvenience. Because before I could just leave. Now I got to change this diaper. In the process of me changing this diaper, she decides she has to pee. So now it's pee everywhere. My car, her clothes. I'm like, are you kidding me? Now you're pooping. Are you serious right now? And so anyway, we got to the gift exchange and we did everything. Whereas I think before, like when it was just me, things like that would have literally drove me over the edge. Like inconveniences and like unexpected things coming up would drive me over the edge because um I'm also someone who struggles with anxiety. And I'm not afraid to say I take anxiety medicine. But that's also another reason why I go to the gym. I'm trying to learn how to practice other things that can help me. I don't want to rely on medicine, but I'm also not afraid to say, hey, this is a little bit too out of control and I need some medicine. So that's something that would have drove me over the edge. But all those inconveniences and we still got there. So shout out to growth. Like it's just it's different. And then even the happiness, like um I was happy before. I think I was making my way towards like learning how to live with decisions I had made and learning who I am and what life looks like for me. I would definitely agree that I started to work towards a happier path. But now, like after becoming a mom, it's just like I see people, they're like, "Oh, your skin is still glowing." I'm like, "Yeah, girl, like what you expected? Bags under my eyes or something?" Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding. I do be wearing makeup. But I don't know. Like, I'm overall just happy about where I am in life, period. And I think some of this, I can't even give it all the credit is not to me, but it is because I'm doing the work. Like, um, I was going to therapy while I was pregnant. I was going to therapy postpartum. Actually, just came across a Facebook post the other day that this girl made. She's a first time mom as well, and she posted and said something like, "Let me see if I can even find the post. Do I remember what her name is? I'm not gonna say her name, but I just want to know if I can find the post. What is her name? Okay, I got it. Okay." So she posted and said, postpartum depression is real. And it's even worse when you got to fight it silently. And so everybody commenting on the post, like, postpartum can't hit a moving target. Like, okay. Yes, it can. Because it did. And I experienced postpartum depression. I even experienced, they call it, I forgot what they call prenatal depression. I also experienced postpartum anxiety. Um, and then so just reading some of these other comments, girl, you got it. I didn't experience it until after my child, but I fought my way out. You can definitely do it. Somebody did say something smart and said, make sure you let your doctors know. I think that was one of the smartest comments I seen. And I know everybody else is trying to be uplifting. And then there's me. Have you considered therapy? Especially if you have pregnancy Medicaid. Y'all, shout out to pregnancy Medicaid. Even if you think you make too much money, you need to apply for pregnancy Medicaid. Okay? It's for pregnant people. And they pay for it. Like if you find a therapist that accepts the Medicaid plan that you have, like I have CareSource, for example. If you find a therapist that accepts that, you're not paying for therapy. There are resources out here. And I just think like to her post, like about the postpartum and, oh, you got this, you got this. Y'all know how many women like don't get past the postpartum because they're literally not here with us anymore? Like they don't get past that. So while you are trying to say things that are supportive, is not supportive. You know what I'm saying? Like people need to know that there's resources out here. Pregnancy Medicaid will get you a therapist. I even told my now friend that's getting ready to have a baby, you need to look into a therapist because my therapist helped me to understand what I was feeling and that what I was feeling was okay. You know, early into my postpartum, I was only a couple of weeks postpartum. I went right back into the hospital after I had Denver. I was only 6 days postpartum at home. Went right back into the hospital for preeclampsia. Then my milk supply dried up. To know me is to know I really thought I was gonna breastfeed. Like I was so tuned in with I'm gonna produce for my baby. I'm going to be how she eats. You know, that's what I thought. Life started inconveniencing me real early. And it was a humbling moment because I remember just sitting on the bed crying and shout out to Darius. He was like, "It's okay." And I'm in my head like, "No, it's not." Because how's she gonna eat? Which does, I mean, she can get formula. But in my head, I'm like, no, it's not. Like, I'm supposed to be doing this for her. And in that moment, he gave me as much as he could give me at that time. And so going back to therapy, starting those sessions back up in the middle of my postpartum journey, and then actually being honest with my doctor. I know a lot of women like kind of joke about it, like, "Oh, I'm not gonna tell my doctor this," and I ain't had no suicidal thoughts or nothing like that. But when I went to my 6-week postpartum appointment, I told the doctor, like, these are the things that I be experiencing. I be thinking like, "Oh my God, is she still breathing?" Like I'm waking up in the middle of the night to go and watch her sleep. When she's with my parents, I'm like, "Hey, is she okay? What's she doing? Like, send me a picture. Why isn't nobody responding? Like, why ain't nobody answering the phone?" Like, and shout out to my parents. They made sure to cover that. Like, there was never a moment that I had to like really ask for a picture until now. Now I'm having to be like, what is my baby doing? But shout out to them for basically I don't wanna say, like, evolving with it, but basically, like, going with the flow. If the flow right now is that my child has anxiety and thinks bad things are happening to her child when she's not with her child, let me show her she can trust me. Let me ease that. I don't care if I gotta send a picture every 5 minutes. That's what my stepmom like. I don't care. Imma send a picture every hour. You know, so shout out to her. But say all of that to say, like, it's hard. Like, I think postpartum was the hardest part about having my child. It wasn't the pushing, it wasn't the contractions did hurt, but it wasn't none of that. It was literally the postpartum part. Like, am I providing her the best life possible? Am I good enough for her? Is she gonna be proud of me one day? Like, when she tells this story of me, is it gonna be something she's proud to tell? You know, like, so just thinking about all those things, those are the things that keep me going. As far as like being a better mom, like striving every day to be a better mom than I was yesterday, last week, last month. Like, that's what keeps me going because ultimately, if I'm becoming a better mom, by default, I'm becoming a better person. I ain't ever met nobody who was a good mom. Or what am I trying to say? I ain't ever met nobody who was a bad person but a good mom. There's no way. If you are a bad mom, you're not a good person. I'm sorry. Like I'm not sure. Like I believe in a lot of things, but I just don't believe if you like there's no way that there's just no way. Like I'm not understanding. And so I feel like by default, if I'm working on myself to be a better mom, I am unintentionally being a better person as well. Now I'm a better sister, I'm a better girlfriend or wife, I'm a better daughter, like unintentionally. All because I'm working on this one thing. That's how growth works. Like, so I just want to say to anybody that's watching this, like, it is okay to say, hey, I didn't really want to be a parent. Because, you know, I know some of my listeners are men as well. I didn't really want to be a parent. I wasn't ready for a second kid. I didn't want a third kid. I didn't want whatever, whatever. You know, like it is okay to say that because you have to live in your reality in order to even make progress. That's why a lot of people not progressing in life. Like you're not even living in your real truth. You living in Mars. Like you're not even here for real. We here, but you're not here. And so I just really wanted to talk about that today. And like expand on that TikTok that I made and then also give y'all like some business etiquette because it's on the flow. It's on the flow. But catch me back on the next episode of Let Lacey Tell It, and we'll see what's in the pot on that episode.